Hey guys, what's up? It's the official podcast, episode 438, I believe. I know last week I said it was episode 347. That was wrong. That was 150 episodes ago or whatever. We didn't enter a hyperbolic time chamber or anything like that, and we're not back 2 years ago. I wish we were. Time was so much more simple back then. But no, we're here today to spread the good word of just how good Star Wars Andor is. My God, what a show. What a show.
So Jackson has been messaging me nonstop behind the scenes, like peek behind
that's
the
already
curtain.
a lie. That is already a lie. You're already lying.
You have to watch Andor. You have to watch Andor. Do you want to watch Andor together? And I was like,
I said
like,
one
for the
message.
show, and he goes, no, like, just can we watch it together?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. And we have photographic proof that I can put on screen right now of that. It's showing you're a liar.
On screen.
Yeah,
that was a bad idea.
Yeah. Conveniently, it's a bad idea when it shows that you're a liar. Yeah, convenient.
It's always a bad idea, even if it does show me as a liar. No. So before we started recording, Jackson is trying to get me to watch this fucking Slop show. What is this now? Show 32 in the Star Wars universe that I have no interest in. Why would I watch this?
Show 32 of the Slop universe. Yes, I 100% agree. Other than the fact that this is the first Star Wars show outside of maybe like the old animated show that is actually good. Like that's the difference. It is a good show. It is made with real filmmaking tactics or strategy or, talent, let's say, as opposed to shot on a green screen.
Filmmaking tactics. Do you not hear yourself and how you sound just even promoting this? No, you guys, it's not garbage. Andrew, before you joined, he was comparing it to Breaking Bad's Ozymandias episode.
Oh my God.
No, I said other people were. First of all, I didn't say I was. I haven't seen Ozymandias, so I don't know. But it's got the same like general rating on IMDb as Breaking Bad and as that episode. I think Ozymandias is a 10 out of 10. Like that episode on IMDb is a 10 out of 10. It's the highest rated one. These last few Star Wars Andor episodes are like 9.8, 9.9.
But that usually happens with newer shows because people are excited and give it high ratings, and then over time they slowly sink down.
Yeah, I will say, like, it's on average, the Andor episodes were at like 8.5, which I still think is a good show. And it 100% is a good show. I've seen Andor myself.
Also, I'm sorry to say this. You're actually wrong. I'm currently on the IMDb episode rankings of all time. Breaking Bad's Ozymandias is number 2. Number 1 is episode 4.70 of The Price is Right. So it must have been a really great episode of The Price is Right.
All right, so let me change my tune then. Andor is the episode 402 of The Price is Right.
I'm fine with that. With that. Just don't compare it to like real TV shows like Breaking Bad. That just offends me.
No, you can absolutely compare it in terms of real quality because it is genuinely good quality. It's good filmmaking. Like I said, it doesn't feel like a Star Wars show. And I said this when the first season came out.
Your mind is blown because they used cameras instead of a green screen. Like Jackson's whole point is they didn't use Unreal Engine for this whole thing. That's what blows your mind, apparently. It's like, oh, wow, they actually filmed in a desert.
No, it doesn't blow my mind. You asked me why it's good, and I'm giving you the reason why it's good. It's because it treats it like a real film series or a real television show.
Every other show does.
High budget. What? I'm not...
Okay, I'm just saying, you've now achieved baseline. Okay, they use real cameras. What else?
Yes.
Like, what else is good about it that I have to see it so badly?
Good writing, good drama, good television show.
What's it about?
It's about a galaxy in turmoil, I guess, if you want to bring it down to it. It's about the rebellion, but it's done well.
Far away, I know.
Yes, it's about a rebellion, but it's done well. There's character drama. There's individual arcs. But no, yeah, I mean, I can't really break it down to you because it is about individual character arcs. I would have to explain the characters, their motivations, their goals. It's a drama. It's almost a political drama.
That's fine. Give me like a hook. God, you Star Wars people are just so used to Star Saber go vroom vroom.
That is my hook.
That'll be $500. Like, what hook? You didn't give me a story or anything. You can't just say they used a real camera.
No. Okay, so it's about a character. It's about a character basically being radicalized by the Empire and its, impact on the universe. He's like a character that is searching for his sister at the beginning, but then falls in with the wrong people. due to a crime that he committed, let's say. And it's just about the political drama that emanates from that and about the character arcs that emanate from that.
Well, how about this question? Can I pretend it's not Star Wars and still enjoy it? Like, is it good on that level?
Yeah.
Okay, then why
100%.
make it Star Wars? See?
Well, no, hang on. Now I'm going to go to Jackson's camp. Why not make it Star Wars?
Yeah, I mean, it's
why tarnish it with all that baggage? Like, now I'm just expecting Lord Vader to come out with his corny one-liners.
That I will, Jackson. Hang on. You have a juice box. Here I come with my boxing gloves on. Kaya, that's you. That is explicitly your problem. Putting Star Wars on something is only going to make it more successful and widely appealing to everyone else.
No, I know it's going to be widely. I know the why. I know. I'm just saying, if it's such a good show, let it stand on its own merit. This could have been a good
your
drama,
argument. Okay, yes, your argument now is it may be good, but Star Wars can never be good, so it should have just not been Star Wars. Like, so Star Wars just can never be good in your eyes.
I am gonna judge it by it. Yes. Okay. Like, you cannot paint me as like close-minded after 50 years of garbage.
Oh yeah, I can't paint you as close-minded. I can't do that. That's impossible.
I know. Why you could. I'm just saying, like, after what? When did the first Star Wars film ever come out? I don't know, but like 60 years of pure trash output. And then you can't attach that same brand to a good show and be like, no, it's really good. It's Star Wars, but it's really good.
No, I don't blame people for immediately thinking that it's bad. But like once people start talking about it, who give it a chance, start talking about it as if it's good. Like me, for example, I have not minced words about Star Wars shows for the last 10 years. I've said they're all like horrible. They are. Like Ahsoka is horrible. The fucking Mandalorian season, whatever it's up to now, is really bad. The other stuff, I don't even remember. Boba Fett show is awful.
Yeah, but you still watch it all, which is...
No, I don't. I watched the first few episodes.
That's why you're compromised.
No, I watched the first maybe episode or two, and I realized where this is. It's like a shocking CW show. With horrible writing and just fucking stupid characters and plots and boring, filmmaking. Again, boring filmmaking. It looks like it's all shot on like a, whatever they call it, the volume, like green screen, basically. It looks bad. It visibly looks bad. So yeah, I 100% agree. Star Wars as a brand has they've made their bed basically for the last 10 years. But that should show how good this show is, where I'm passionate about it. Even me, a jilted Star Wars fan.
I'm okay with giving it a shot. I'm just saying, like, if Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul took place on the Death Star or whatever, it would automatically be 50% lamer. I'm sorry, it would. It could be the same exact show, but it would be lamer significantly. Because it's a fucking lame. I don't want to see Saul Goodman checking in at the fucking starship with his lightsaber and whatnot. They're just not.
The best thing about Star Wars, though, is its universe, the universe itself, because it's like full of potential, full of these potential stories that could be told competently, which is what Andor finally does. Yeah, sure. If you go the Darth Insanius route, sure. A universe of infinite potential means that there's also infinite potential for fucking dog shit as well. But it does have that potential.
Okay, fine. You know what? You and I can watch this together alone or for the Patreon. I don't care which one. But I'm going to pretend it's not Star Wars, first of all. And I'm going to be like, why does that guy have like a lightsaber thingy?
He's not going to have a lightsaber. There's no lightsabers. So you're immediately going to be out of luck there, which is good. But I mean, they've still got the Star Wars aesthetic, of blasters and things like that. Spaceships, I guess.
Fine. Generic sci-fi. I'll pretend.
I would call it Star Wars sci-fi. Like, it's still obviously the Star Wars universe. Yes.
But you can still the Jar Jar.
No, there's like none of that. The most I would say, the closest it gets to like, generic Star Wars is there is a droid companion, but even that is done well.
Of course.
No, okay, not a droid companion.
How merchandisable is he?
Not really. He's like a senile old droid with Alzheimer's, basically.
You don't want to play as that guy? Are you insane?
I would love to play as that guy.
Yeah.
But in a game, you want to be a senile robot.
It's not as like dumb and juvenile as like R2-D2, who just beeps and boops.
What's wrong with R2-D2?
R2-D2 is fine, but I mean in the context of what Kaya is talking about, how it's for children and stuff. Like, I wouldn't say this character is for children.
What is this rated? Is it rated R or M? What is it?
I would assume M.
There's a pin. This isn't. Oh, that's why you like it.
That's a fucked up thing to say.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I like mature shows like with real consequences and real themes.
I'm teasing you, but there was like the biggest controversy about this show, wasn't it? That there was like a sexual assault scene in it. And
yeah,
all
which
the
really
Star Wars
annoys me.
Fans were like, "Why is this in my Star Wars?"
Yeah, why is this in my Star
Jackson
Slop?
was
And that's
sending me-
exactly why we have the Star Wars is slop, is because they don't treat it like it could be for adults. Like the shows could be for
Yeah,
adults.
but it
It's
isn't
always
though. That's a you thing. See, like again, you cannot have 60 years of a brand being centered around children. That's like if you had Mickey Mouse suddenly join like the Bloods or the Cribs and going around committing like drive-by shootings. Like that's not the
'cause-
brand.
Absolutely correct. Because Star Wars has never before had adult themes in any of its shows, especially the extended universe. 100%. Star Wars has
fucking know.
always been for children.
Now
It has.
I'm sitting here on my big tennis chair, looking over the playfield, watching the ball go back and forth between you two. And Jackson, I'm afraid I have to wave the flag on fault on you and give Kaya the point. Disney doesn't give a flying
you.
fuck about the extended universe. That is not a valid argument in defending yourself. They couldn't give less of a shit about that kind of stuff when making these shows.
Let me contextualize my argument. I'm saying that there has been in the Star Wars universe adult themes before. This isn't something new. It's something new for Disney. Disney's out. You would agree with this, Andrew, surely. Like Anakin Skywalker executes younglings. He kills kids in one of the movies, like directly decapitates them. His mother is kidnapped and basically like Leia herself
just fucking
is
bring
a sex
up,
slave.
bring up
basically.
fucking who's the Saruman, the old Christopher Lee old actor. Who the fuck is
Qui-Gon
he?
Jinn.
Yeah,
Talking about no.
the old man.
No.
The old
Count
man.
Dooku.
Count Dooku. Just bring up
Sauron,
Count
yes.
Dooku. Count Dooku's chilling in the third movie, being Count Dooku, and he's like, "I love being an evil general." And then Anakin goes in and cuts his fucking hands off. And he's sitting there on his knees, literally powerless, looking like fucking distraught, like, "Oh no, my hands!" And that's when old man Palpatine goes, "Do it!" And he cuts his fucking head off, and it rolls around on the floor. Yeah, like I'll concede to you that Star Wars gets pretty dark. You know, it maybe not
Yeah,
like
but those-
Breaking Bad or adult drama dark, but it does get dark.
Yeah, and so this is where Andor does get different. It does fall into the more extended universe kind of maturity of Star Wars, where it is like Kaya was saying, there is a scene, so it does get very, the themes are very adult, let's say, and very mature and pretty confronting. So I get if you're going in this expecting Ahsoka or something dumb or juvenile. This isn't a show for kids. It's not. It's for adults. Yeah, 100%.
I don't know what Ahsoka is, so I wouldn't be going in expecting anything, but it's Star Wars. That's what I'm expecting, you know? I expect the beeping trash can to be like beep, boop, beep, boop.
Okay, so you're expecting something you can go in to then just relentlessly say, like, it's Star Slop. So you just want Star Wars to be bad, basically. You're biased towards wanting it to be bad.
That's a good
I
point.
want it to be bad. Like, I'm just sitting here hoping it's going to
Yes.
happen regardless of
That
if I
is
want
what
it.
people
I can
online
just see the
are.
point
Like, yes,
of-
100%.
Okay, but Jackson, can you see it from their standpoint where you're like some 47-year-old mom and you put the show
Yeah, I already
on
have.
for your children?
Yeah, I
because
get
it's
how
Star
Disney
Wars
has
and all
turned
of a
Star
sudden
Wars
it's like-
into a children's property, yes. But
Okay, so I'm
acting
just
like
saying
that-
it's
still
not
acting like
that
that now that something-
unreasonable.
didn't say it's unreasonable. It's not unreasonable. It's unreasonable to then when an adult show does come out and it's rated and people are talking about it like that way, then going, no, you can't do that. It's for children. That's why it's bad. I want it to be bad always. Like, just have your
Okay,
kid
I
watch
mean,
the
I'm-
fucking
I'm-
children's show.
This is why the episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender where Aang gets a gun and shoots the Fire Lord in the fucking head will forever be my favorite episode. Really went there.
People have made this argument for Avatar, by the way, not Aang, but the second one, the Korra show, because one of the villains, I don't know, and wait, Jackson, you haven't seen it, right? Still?
No.
Okay, Andrew,
I
do you
only watch
remember
good
the one
shows.
episode where one of the villains chokes out the Earth Queen?
Yeah.
He like snuffs her out.
In season 3, the
Yeah, I
best
remember-
season of the entire series, including The Last Airbender, you're goddamn right.
Yeah, I remember like I think it was either after that or the double suicide scene that they moved the time slot to 8 p.m. on Nickelodeon. Like they moved it because the network thought, okay, well we can't have this at noon showing children people getting choked to death. But
There
people
was
make
the
the same
outrage for
argument
that.
of,
Was there outrage for that?
They also
this is a
moved
kid
it. I believe they also moved it to Nick.com and didn't even air it on TV at a certain point where you had to watch the premieres online or something similar to that.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't really outrage, Jackson. It was just like the network was a little upset with the showrunners. Like the showrunners thought, well, we do touch
That's
on
stupid.
adult themes like imperialism and colonialism and death and this and that. So why is it such a big deal for us to show a suicide scene or
That's
PTSD
stupid.
or someone getting choked?
That is absolutely stupid on the networks. But what, they never saw the show? They never had any hand in like seeing what they were cooking? They absolutely did. It's not like they were watching it premiere live and being like, holy shit, what the fuck? What were they doing? Call them up now.
I agree. No, I agree. That's like, you don't get to be like blindsided by the writing. Just keep a tab on things, right? It's not like these
Well,
people are
they
doing this stuff
absolutely
behind your
do
back.
keep a tab on things.
I'm just saying, it was reasonable for them to say, okay, we can't have this airing at noon.
Yeah, that's fair. Like changing it, yeah. But they should have
that's all
done
I'm
that.
saying. Like,
They should have done it initially.
okay, Star Wars. Soccer mom, 47 years old, with her 8-year-old boy, sits him down in front of the newest Star Wars show, goes, why is there a woman on screen getting molested right now? I don't want this. I can kind of see that. Why they would be caught off guard. But
Sure,
again,
but it's completely her
a franchise that
fault.
for 60
It's completely
years
her
has
fault.
been
It's
aimed at
completely
children.
her fault. Completely her fault.
Okay, I'm not saying the show is bad or that it's the show's fault. I'm just saying I can
Watch the
kinda see why
preview
people
and
are
you'll
surprised.
immediately see. Watch the preview or read about
Oh
it
my
or look
God.
at the description or
paid by
anything
them?
and you'll immediately see. No, I hate this fucking. There's a condescending level amount of people that
Yes.
take the information and twist it and then act like you're stupid for calling them out on the bullshit, which it is bullshit. It is 100%. You're just lying. You're straight up lying.
Yes.
Not you specifically, but people online.
I
It's
think
annoying.
Kaya specifically
I was
is
lying
lying.
too, but that's okay. Yeah. I like teasing Jackson by just making shit
Yeah,
up sometimes.
I'm not okay, so I feel like I'm gonna get comments being like, God, Jaxie gets so pissed off about this. Like he obviously cares about Star Wars a lot. I'm not actually like mad at Kaya or anyone really. It's just
Aw.
more fun to have these kind of passionate debates. Because what do you want me to do? Sit here?
I'm mad at Jackson for liking Star Wars, to be honest.
That's
like,
fair.
Like actually
100%.
not character mad outside of the show. Never talking to him again. Fuck, man.
You were my only friend.
Yeah, not anymore, buddy.
Are you gonna watch
After
Andor,
that
Andrew?
comment.
No, I'm probably not. Maybe. But most likely not.
Are you
Maybe.
at least a bit curious to see like if it does live up to that? Because I am curious about Breaking Bad if it does like live up to that hype. Not
Why
enough for me
aren't
to
you
watch
watching it?
because it's a mountain for me. I just have to find myself in the right mountaineering.
Well, that's
I
the
get
problem
that. I
with
get
people
that.
talking up shows for you too. Is like
yeah,
Breaking Bad is a really good show. It's not the holy grail of all shows though. Like it's a show. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. Just watch it.
I would watch it, but it's gotta hit a mood. And I think that's where Jackson is going a little bit of this. Sometimes
Yeah.
I wake up and I want a comedy. Sometimes I want like a documentary. Sometimes you want a adult HBO not censored show, and other times you kind of want something simpler or more made for TV. It's all like what's next is based off feel more than anything else, you know?
yeah. It took me a long time to finally watch Andor, like the first season. Like I didn't watch it when it premiered because, again, like Kai says, I did have the immediate assumption that this is bad. It's Disney Star Wars. It's going to be bad. Plus, it's Andor. It's based off characters that I like. That movie Rogue One, where I was like, Jesus, they're taking the most bland, boring character from that and making a whole TV series about it. No, thank you. That sounds boring. So yeah, I didn't watch it immediately, but then people started talking about it positively. People that like I trust, like my friends and stuff, being like, yeah, this is like the only good thing that Star Wars has produced in the last like 15 years. And I was like, damn, okay, maybe I should try this. And then I got in the mood to watch it and I watched it and it changed my mind. Yeah. I'm man enough to admit that.
Okay. Okay, it's fine. We can watch it. Like I said, imagine if I came to you and said, Jackson, you gotta check out this new Bluey show. Like it's set in the Bluey universe.
Oh,
but,
don't
like,
shit talk
dude.
Bluey. Bluey rocks. Don't shit talk
Do you get
Bluey.
hype? Watch Bluey.
Fucking Bluey is kick ass. What a great show that I've only watched clips of and never the whole thing.
I mean, that's Australia's national pride, right?
Honestly,
There,
it genuinely put your country on the map,
It's
and
Australia?
it's not even a joke. It
Yeah.
really did.
yeah, it's Australian. Actually,
Yeah.
I only remember
made
once seeing
in
a-
a city very close to me too, Brisbane, which is not far away from me.
Yeah, there's blue dogs
Have you
walking
met
around
the
there.
Bluey?
What was that?
Have you met the Bluey?
No, but I know there is a museum or something down there that you can go.
The Blueseum, if you will.
The Blueseum, yeah.
Oh, that's so
Go
cute.
get some merch. I just remember seeing a news article that when the Bluey season finale or series finale, something happened and adult men were crying
Hmm.
at the finale. You guys remember that?
For what? For what show?
For Bluey.
Bluey.
For Andor.
For Bluey. It was literally, it was a whole article about adult men who I presume they set or put the show on for their children, but they ended up getting so invested themselves that they ended up getting teary-eyed over the finale where Bluey has to move or something. I don't know.
Okay, well,
Oh, you just spoiled Bluey, dude. What the fuck? I was in the middle of season 3.
My bad.
How could you?
unless Bluey was like euthanized or something, like he finally hit the age where he's got to move to a farm upstate. I just
Gets
don't
mauled
see.
Bluey
by a
gets
pit
put
bull.
down.
Yeah.
Bluey has
I don't
canine
see-
leukemia.
I don't see how an adult could cry. at
Bluey,
it.
the chip in Bluey's brain short circuits, and they very slowly revert back to a normal dog, not able to talk or think.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a bit unhinged.
But it'll happen. It is the
Perhaps.
finale. I spoiled it.
No, I meant crying at the show. For
Well, yeah. I mean, people have feelings. People can get invested in stories.
I guess it
get
depends on it depends on the story being told. Like if it's just like Bluey and his dog dad have an argument, and then the father starts breaking down.
I don't know what the story was
I don't know.
about, but I mean, it's fucking Bluey. You don't get to cry over Bluey as a grown man.
Oh, I'm going to fully
Okay,
disagree
Jackson,
with
I get
you.
what you mean.
Yeah,
to
wait,
cry
no,
over Bluey.
Yeah, you two fight now. I've
Okay,
had
so
my
Bluey
chance.
is a show about the wholesomeness of raising children, and it's very clearly written. I've watched like half episodes, like bits and pieces here and there. It's very, very clearly targeted for people with kids and about the precociousness of like, oh, kids do
No
silly
shit.
things and weird things and whatever. Kai, I want you to imagine being a parent and you're watching this show with your kid and you're watching them grow up alongside this show, and then it's all coming to an end. I can imagine getting teary-eyed for sure over that.
Oh, okay. So they're crying at
No,
the situation surrounding the TV show as opposed to the content of the TV show itself.
That's the hope, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I
No.
can see that. Then maybe.
No, I'm literally saying that was not the point. It wasn't, oh, my son is growing up. It's heart-wrenching kind of see him lose that childhood innocence and become his own man or whatever. It's not that. It was literally just adult men watching Bluey
So
and
My
getting
Little
upset
Pony
that
people?
Bluey had to move. Yeah, I mean, basically, sounds like it.
Well, moving is
So it's
sad.
like-
Anyway, it wasn't that deep, Andrew. It's what I'm trying to say. I wish I could find this article, but they genuinely just cried about the Bluey finale.
Man, I mean, moving is sad. If Bluey had to move, I'd probably shed a tear or two.
I suppose so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
Don't
mean, if
you
you're
remember?
crying about moving,
Don't
if
you
you're
remember
crying
when
about moving
in
as an
Breaking
adult.
Bad, in season 5 of Breaking Bad, Walter White sat down with Walter Jr. and he went, Flynn, Walter Jr., we have to move. We have to sell the house. And he went, say it isn't so, Dad. And remember? That was sad. It was emotional.
I'd be fine with someone crying during Breaking Bad.
That'd be kind of weird, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't actually think of a single scene in Breaking Bad.
Okay, well, an adult drama then, like that's my point. Over like a children's animated TV
Breaking
show.
Bad, though, it doesn't hurt
Oh, yeah,
you
obviously.
to make you cry. It doesn't make you like sad. It more so makes you angry or like distraught is what Breaking Bad does. You don't cry at Breaking Bad as much as you like feel hollow or like
do you think I'm a
disturbed.
pussy? Do you think I'm a pussy for crying at Shawshank Redemption?
not at all. That's a sad movie or a
There we
triumphant
go.
movie.
Think it-
Yeah, not at all.
Well, the moment I cried was
Jackson,
sad. I
buddy,
didn't cry 'cause it got
pal,
out.
friend of mine, I'll put my hand on your shoulder. I cry every time I watch Wall-E, the fucking Disney movie. Because that movie is a
Yeah.
goddamn masterpiece of
How
emotion.
often do you watch it?
Probably every couple years. But I remember I put it on with my mom, and we got like a little more than halfway through it, and I was like, "Oh, this is a great movie, huh, Mom?" That movie gets me really emotional. That movie is absolutely
and that's a children's
perfect.
movie.
It is.
That's
it's a family movie, and it's the most perfect movie ever made. And there's never been a better movie. I'm sorry, it's true.
Okay, so do you cry at it because it has some kind of story beat or theme that resonates deeply with you outside of the show?
Yes,
or movie. Sorry,
it is a movie ultimately about the human spirit of growth and curiosity and triumph winning out over our baser instincts of being fat and lazy and destructive and not caring. It is
something meaningful to you as a person.
And that really resonates with me. And the other fact of the matter is it resonates on a visual level. Wall-E does not have a single line of dialogue for the first 45 minutes. And it's told purely through just visual. And it's fucking brilliant. It's just a masterpiece.
That's my point. That's my point, right? So you're taking a theme from this show, this movie, Wall-E, and it resonates deeply with you. I could see how that could potentially happen in Bluey, right? Some kind of theme in there happens, and
like how people have to move,
or something deeply impactful to someone, and then they start crying. But it sounds like Kaya thinks that it's more so just like a person crying because the show is ending.
Well, let's open the brain.
Kaya?
Let's open the brain of Kaya Orson. Kaya, what was the last thing that made you emotional cry? Not like you stubbed your toe really hard and tears came out, but I mean like you sat there and you were all teary-eyed over it.
Yeah.
I must have been shit-faced. I don't know.
Ah, there it is. I think
there isn't
Kaya,
really, as an adult, there isn't a whole lot.
Exactly. Yeah. Kaya, I think you just don't express emotions like that. You just don't get into that.
Well, I don't express stunted emotion where I cry over Bluey. I found the article, by the way. It's USA Today. Parents are sobbing over Bluey episode The Sign.
Parents.
Is the show ending? What we know?
Parents.
And one of them says, yeah, parents.
There you go. That just proved my earlier point.
My therapist isn't going to know what hit her. Sensational television. The last time he cried was the birth of our baby, Bailey wrote. Bluey is so much more than a kid's cartoon. Yeah, it's like watching SpongeBob as an adult, except it rips your heart out.
Yeah, it's parents. That explicitly proves my point. It's parents. They get connected to the fact that it's about raising children.
To be fair, that doesn't sound like it's My Little Pony fans or anything like that. These are adults, proper parents, like you said.
Proper adults who are crying over Bluey.
Well, it depends. Again, Andrew's crying at fucking robots in Wall-E.
Let's put the cards on the table. Have you ever watched Bluey?
Yeah.
No, why would I watch Bluey? I'm a 33-year-old man. You're in your 30s. You're not going to gaslight me and make me feel crazy for not having seen Bluey.
Because I do this weird thing, and I've done it my whole life. It's called I don't take the opinions of others as fact. When bronies were a thing, I watched the first 2 seasons of My Little Pony just to see what it was all about. And what it ended up being is, it's a decent show. I didn't dedicate my life to it like the crazy fans do, but I can confidently say it's not like this embarrassing shit fest. It's just a kid's sitcom like Ed, Edd n Eddy or Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's no different than any of those other shows. Yeah, the fandom was weird.
If you cried about it, that would be embarrassing.
I don't think it does. Yeah. It is in context, Sad shit happens in shows. People get attached. I don't know. The fact the article said parents means I don't blame them at all.
Depends what they're crying
about. My husband made us all get up early this morning to watch the new Bluey episode. He has been speculating for weeks, and then he cried his eyes out. The last time he cried was at the birth of our baby. Bluey is so much more than a kid's cartoon. In the screenshot, by the way, the kid is not paying attention to the cartoon at all.
All right,
the kid is funny. He is not interested. And there's a sobbing fat guy on the couch just bawling his eyes out at Bluey getting euthanized, I hope.
Okay, the fact the kid's not watching is what makes that funny. If they were both look, let's admit the truth. If they were both watching and he was getting emotional, I don't think you'd have nearly as much of a problem with it because it would be a very clear family bonding emotional experience. What makes this pretty funny though is the fact the kid is not watching at all. He doesn't give a fuck.
It's funny to imagine that the kid had to turn around then and comfort his dad. Be like, no, Dad, it's okay. Bluey will always be there for you.
It sounds like that's what they had to do. The woman is taking photos of her husband. Why are you crying? Bobby isn't even watching. The dog isn't watching. The dog isn't watching the show about the dogs.
Oh, the dog's not the Yeah, fuck. That's
it's literally just
racist.
The husband crying his ass off at Bluey. I don't know. Chad is saying I'm just insecure. Okay, I guess I'm insecure then and not watching children's cartoons that is meant for like 4-year-olds.
I have a litmus test for you. No, I have a litmus test for you. I have a genuine question. Let's imagine there's a new sitcom show that has been made and you're into it. We'll call it Living in New York. It's just some generic fucking sitcom with characters. And Kaya's really into it. Kaya, you love Living in New York. You keep saying it's the best show I've ever seen. It's an adult drama. Let me ask you a question. If that show aired an episode and the dialogue and plot were explicitly the same as that Bluey episode, everything was exactly the same, the story beats, the directing, the dialogue, the characters, would you dismiss it as kid slop?
I don't know what the episode is. I assume so. If it's literally just Bluey going, Dada, we have to move, and the Dada goes, yes, sometimes we have to move, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, I would dismiss it as slop and bad writing. It's children's TV. I don't expect good writing from it. It is what it is.
What's the episode called?
I don't judge
look
Bluey.
At the plot.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. I had it.
Just because I feel like none of us are informed here. The end?
It's probably called Dad Has to Move, and Child is not watching.
Is it The Sign?
The Sign. Yeah,
okay.
The Sign. No, that's fine. Again, this isn't an attack on Bluey. I'm sure it's a fine show. It's a fine show for 7-year-olds. You as a 40-year-old man with a child, you should not be bawling because Bluey has to move. You're a grown man. Bluey watch party. I mean, could be fun, I guess. If you're high and drunk.
To be fair, I'm reading the plot right now. Imagine if I just started crying just from reading the plot. You just heard me sobbing.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pretend this is happening in Breaking Bad. Read the plot to me, but like
replace the names with okay, here, I got it.
Yeah,
I'll pretend like they're real people.
All right. While Gustavo here, I got the plot here on Wikipedia. I got this for you. I got this, Kyle. I'll change the names. While Gustavo's meth operation prepare for Walter and Jesse's upcoming wedding, Skylar is feeling uneasy about her parents selling their house. Oh, there's so many names because oh God, who's in the breaking? Because Mike has taken a better paying job in another city, while Tuco is outwardly supportive of Mike's decision to move them there. This is worthless. This is just pointless. Fuck this.
Well, it is about the moving. Okay, well, sorry, I wouldn't cry about Walt having to move.
It's deeper. It does. Reading the plot, it does seem like it actually is more.
The difference is that
moving.
People normally have emotions. You know, like Kaya has some. Just he's locked some others away, and that's all. That's fine. That's totally fine.
I don't lock my emotions away. No. I'm not gonna let you paint this as some like macho thing where I just refuse to show my emotions. No, it's a children's show. It's fine to cry when you're sad about things, but this is specifically a little baby show. Do you cry over the Rugrats?
I cry over
Wall-E. Or like
the
Teletubbies? Come on.
Yeah, he cried over Wall-E.
Yeah, I admitted to it. It's a fucking phenomenal masterpiece.
When's the last time you cried about it?
Last time I watched it, which was probably a couple of years ago.
Okay, you're too old for it.
No. If you've seen Wall-E, you would not be saying that. That message is timeless, my friend.
As long as something is drawn, then you can't cry over it in Kai's.
Yeah, animated is not allowed.
No, okay, I mean,
what about Spirited Away?
I'm gonna get shit for this, I can tell, but that's fine. Okay, I don't cry over My Little Pony or Bluey or the Teletubbies. Yeah, but fine. You got
animation and children's shows especially are such a broad spectrum to me. You can assert so many different themes. Like it really depends on what Bluey is.
I also think there is a huge gulf between family entertainment or family-friendly entertainment and children's entertainment. Like watching the Teletubbies is very, very different than watching Pokemon, for example. Very different things. So
yeah, it really depends.
Pokemon the first movie got people crying. That's made for kids, but people cried like a bitch. Pokemon the first movie because it gets really sad. The ending's extremely sad.
Like I could see people crying over like Spirited Away or something like that, and it's still like something that children could watch.
Mm-hmm. God, I love crying at cartoons.
Spirited Away, it's still, I don't know.
Where is the line?
It's explicitly a little baby show. That's my line.
Well, you haven't watched it. You don't know.
You never watched it.
I don't know.
You know what this is? I just figured out what this is.
Themes? What adult themes?
I just figured out what this is. Holy shit. This is Green Eggs and Ham. I will not watch Bluey, Jackson Clarke. I will not watch Bluey in the park. You can't make me watch it here or there. I won't watch it with my chest hair. Kaya hasn't seen it. He doesn't even know what it's like.
He's doing exactly what it does. He's doing the same thing he did with Andor. Andor's a children's show and then has never seen it.
Okay, sorry, I dismissed the children's franchise. I'll sit down and write down everything that emotionally impacts me about the Teletubbies and Bluey and
Fuck yeah.
the Rugrats and Hey Arnold.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Possible.
Hang on. Whoa, this guy. I need to pull my fucking spear out of my weapons chest. This man just said, Hey Arnold doesn't get emotional and sad. Are you fucking kidding me? Hey Arnold,
okay, that was a
some of
bad
the most,
example because Hey Arnold is a good show. You're right.
Yes,
yeah.
Hey Arnold gets really poignant with its philosophy on
but
Bluey
is apparently a good show
you understand. Okay, you understand that Bluey plays in between like Barney the dinosaur and Coco Melon. That's what you guys are crying about.
You got a problem with Coco Melon? I went to a restaurant. I went to a restaurant over the weekend in Orlando, and they had Coco Melon on the TV. And you better fucking believe I watched a good chunk of it.
Did you cry?
No, but I learned very important verbs like jumping and skipping and hopping. And I learned that apparently families are normally happy because like this family would make sandwiches for each other and they would all be singing and dancing and smiling the whole time. And I'm like, my family never did that. Good Lord. What the fuck?
Crying. So he's crying over trauma.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it doesn't, okay. Yeah, fine. You were abused. I'm sorry. Yeah, normal families are happy, I guess.
That's so weird.
Sorry to hear that.
That's so foreign.
Kaya condescendingly telling you about how families should be. Given your
doesn't even watch
experience.
Bluey, and he's trying to tell me what a family should be.
No.
Kaya is going to have a child. Kaya's going to have a child. He's going to have a 3-year-old son, and they're going to be airing.
I was just about to say, yeah.
They're going to be airing Bluey, and Kaya's going to be watching it because he's watching it with the kid, and he's going to go, wait a minute, no, I'm invested. No,
I'm a man. I'm a man. I can't feel emotions. No, but I was going to say that, like, this genuinely could just be a thing that's more impactful to parents as opposed to some. Like, I remember there was a video game commercial that came out. I think it was for like Dead Island 1, maybe.
It was Dead Island. I know exactly what you're talking about.
A little girl falls out a window or something, and it had such a significant effect on parents. Like, parents were crying over that commercial because, like, a young. A child dies in front of her dad who tries to save her or whatever. They filmed Jeff of Achievement Hunter watching it for the first time. That's what I was thinking of. Yes.
Yeah, it was controversial. It was a controversial trailer at the time. It starts with a dead girl in a yard, and it plays backwards to show how it happened. Yeah. And it turns out that the zombies like push her out a window, and she died. And it was really controversial at the time. And they filmed Jeff from Achievement Hunter, who recently had a kid watching it, and he literally, like, after 5 minutes said, "Nope. Can't do it. I can't see dead children. No, thank you." Yeah. So I think this is
does Bluey have dead children? I get that. Yeah, of course he wouldn't want to see like children getting hurt, but it's Bluey.
Well, speak for yourself on that one.
Okay, so if Bluey's a child and you connect Bluey to your child, as in like you see your, the same personality traits or whatever in Bluey that you see in your child, and then Bluey in the television series is like going through serious struggles, like he's moving
like having to move.
Yeah, stuff like that. But it's you see that same kind of personality treatment or personality traits in your kid, and you start attaching it to your kid being like, damn, I don't want to see my kid this sad ever. Then I guess I could see like how you could get emotional over that.
Moving. No,
but moving for kids is sad.
Show. Yeah, there are no way you're going. Either of you are stepping around the whole "this is made for 4-year-olds" thing.
I just think that's dismissive. I think a good emotional story can resonate with you regardless of target audience. I don't think that's appropriate at all. Because if Star Wars is a children's franchise, then does that mean anyone over the age of 18 who likes Star Wars is pathetic? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, to Kaya, yes. That's what the entire start of this episode was about.
Just to tease Jackson, I'm going to say yes.
But how about Harry Potter? How about Harry Potter?
Yeah, what about Harry Potter?
Yeah, well, no, Harry Potter's a great example. I had never read Harry Potter growing up. I had no attachment to it as a child, but we talked about it a couple years ago. I watched every single movie, and I liked the first 3 movies a lot. They were fun adventures. I got invested. I was like, yeah, fuck them up, Harry. But should
and those
I
were the
sit
ones
there,
more predominantly for children, by the way, as well.
and that
before it
too.
got,
And
like,
should
more
I sit there and
adult.
self-consciously go, "Oh, this is for kids. I should shut up. I shouldn't enjoy this. Oopsie, I'm embarrassed." No, it's for families. It's for everybody. It's for all ages. You know.
Right, but this isn't Harry Potter. It's Bluey.
Well, you
know,
don't
the
know
worst
that.
thing that happens in.
You've never watched Bluey.
Neither have you guys. Why are you
Yes,
guys
I
acting
have. I
like
just
you're
told
Bluey
you I did.
experts now?
I told you
Why
I
not?
watched it.
Oh yeah,
There's an
he
episode
did.
where they get a little car and they drive it around the yard and they break shit. And then there's another episode where a kid steals a phone and he chases it around and all the family watches on FaceTime. I get
Someone
what the
in
show's
chat-
How
about.
deep is that?
So someone in chat said Bluey had an episode where it showed the mum struggling as a new parent. I can see why that made parents cry. Like that seems like
Yeah.
a bit more
There
of
was
a
one.
thematically
There was one where the
deep
grandma
episode.
or the aunt is barren. They can't have kids. I think it's the aunt, and they have
Jesus.
to very tender. Yeah, and they have to tenderly explain to Bluey and her sister why they'll never have like little cousins to play with. And they're
Oh,
like, "How do we
yeah,
explain the fact that she can't have children to the children?"
Okay,
And it's, like,
I
really
can absolutely
dark.
see how that could make some people cry for sure.
Yeah.
That's way more than like Rugrats or something or Barney the
Okay,
dinosaur.
how about we just do, because we're going in circles now. You guys
Yeah.
are just defending children's show. Let's watch Bluey. I'm down to watch to have a
Nah, I don't
watch
want to watch a
along.
kid show. I don't want to watch a kid
Yeah,
show.
it's
that's
for
gonna make me
fucking
cry.
babies.
Why not? You
Yeah,
might
it's for kids.
cry.
It's for
Are you
kids.
insecure? You don't
Yes.
want to watch a little baby show? Are you insecure?
want it.
Jackson sounds
I'm good.
insecure.
Jackson would rather
I'm
watch
insecure.
Babies Andor show for babies.
I want to watch
Yeah.
Andor again.
Wham,
twice.
lightsaber bottle.
Oh yeah, actually, I'll watch
Hmm.
the Disney Star Wars kids show, whatever the fuck that one's. Like they're literally for kids. Like they're little
Oh,
animated.
I know what
fucks.
you're talking about. Yeah. And I'll go on YouTube and I'll look up those Indian finger family scam videos about like Star Wars and Spider-Man hanging out in the same house, and I'll watch that.
Yeah,
Finger
Yeah.
family.
Oh, so that's a catch-all term for their like Indian content mills. They're mostly in India, sometimes in China, and the whole point is they are just schizophrenic nightmares for actual children. Like you'll have Spider-Man. The title will be like Spider-Man and other superheroes ride ATVs and meet up and blow bubbles. Fun adventure. Elsa from Frozen and Disney, and you watch
Hey,
them.
Stop! I'm gonna cry.
And they're like hour-long videos where Spider-Man will ride up on an ATV and he'll meet like Dad Spider-Man, who's just Spider-Man again, but like 10 feet tall. And he'll like there's never any dialogue. It's all sound effects. And he'll be like, and like he's telling his dad that Wolverine beat him up. So then he'll go over to beat up Dad Wolverine and he'll like punch him through the roof. And this just goes on for like 2 straight hours of just unfollowable.
So just the Elsa. The Elsa
Yeah.
Spider-Man stuff?
It is that, but it's not real people in costumes. It's like animated and it makes no sense whatsoever. And then they'll meet like a ghost and the ghost will be all like, "Fuck you." And they'll be like, "Ah, a ghost." And then they'll run away and immediately go to bed. And then it'll cut to them sleeping. And like Venom will show up and he'll like giggle maniacally and put like a fucking handkerchief in their bed and walk away. And like, that's the whole video. They're fucking awesome.
Here we go. I found the Star Wars children's show, and I know Kai's gonna say that's all of them, but no, the actual like genuine toddler show.
I like how I don't even have to say anything.
yeah, I already know.
You're just bullying yourself
Fuck it.
now.
That's so funny. That's too funny.
No, so the show is called Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures, and I just want to read some of the like episode descriptions here, just to show you, show you what I mean, Kaya, between potentially this and Bluey. So just remember, Bluey is like my barren, aunt can't have kids, and we have to deal with the trauma that emanates from that. And Bluey is feeling very upset because she's moving out, or he's moving out of his family home that they've lived in for 15 years. Okay, so this is an actual children, like a very toddler-esque show. The descriptions read: the Jedi herd creatures. The kids defend a forest.
Ooh.
Kai has a bad day.
Aw.
Like, this couldn't be more different. There's no barren aunts in this one for some reason. I don't know why that.
I'm
never
getting
comes up.
teary-eyed. No, okay, well, have you seen it, Jackson?
No, good point. I'll watch
Okay,
it.
well, you sound insecure. I think you should need to sit down and watch it. And I think if you did, get over your masculine insecurities.
I
you might
want
just-
to reiterate,
I'm
I have
being-
watched Bluey. I have
Yeah, he has.
explicitly watched it. It
But
is
I'm
not
just-
what Kaya thinks
The
it is.
bragging point.
It's not what Kaya
saying.
thinks it is. That's all there is to it. It's not what you think it is. It's much more for families than for kids.
Even without watching it, like I had the same impulse that you did, Kai. That I think it sounds ridiculous that that people could be crying over Bluey. Sure, the way you framed it, but then if you think about it in those two different contexts, that this toddler show, in its very own descriptions, are over things like these characters herd creatures, and then the other one is, someone is barren. Like that's such a vast difference.
Yeah, I watched Coco Melon at a lovely restaurant in Orlando, and there was a plot where there was like 5 animals on a carnival ride, and one of them had a remote, and he drops the remote, and they're like, "Oh shit, we need to stop the ride." And then a bird walks over and pecks the remote and accidentally turns the speed up. Like that's the kind of show Kai is thinking of. Meanwhile, Bluey has explicit scenes where the dad sits down with the kids and goes, "Your aunt can't have children because, well, God made her that way." And that's like the plot. There's a little tonal difference,
Yeah. Thematically different too.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a weird one.
I said, I'm down to watch it. What?
Here's a weird one. What do you think of crying at Adam Sandler movies?
I don't think I've seen one in like 15 years. Which one specifically?
I remember when I was Click, maybe 12, I cried during Click.
Everyone cries at Click. No one can get through Click without crying.
I didn't know.
It's impossible.
It's very, I remember being very sad over that.
Doesn't he try to reverse time at the end when he's like dying or something?
Well, no, he's
a spoiler.
Basically, yeah, the God remote that he gets basically starts learning his personality and what he wants to do, and starts like skipping through major portions of his life that he doesn't want to deal with because he's a workaholic or whatever. And he skips past his dad dying and things like that, and he just desperately wants to go back to see his dad. And that's when that's the part where I cried.
Yeah, that's the sad part. And then the remote is like, "Oh, we'll factory reset," and he wakes up in a bed in Bed Bath & Beyond, and he's like, "It was all a dream. It wasn't real." I remember this entire movie.
But no, but it wasn't a dream because he still had the remote.
That
was the final test. That was the final test at the end. If he would still use the remote after experiencing all that.
Maybe that is true. But no, the whole thing is he goes to Bed Bath & Beyond, and he's like, "I'm looking for a universal remote." And the guy goes, "You want the Beyond section?" And the joke is there's a Beyond section of Bed Bath & Beyond. And then when he wakes up from the dream, there is no Beyond section. And he asks the employee, and he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You stupid bitch."
Yeah, but then he gets home and he still has the remote.
And then he looks at the camera and he says, "Hey, thanks everyone so much for watching my film. My name is Adam Sandler, and I really hope you enjoyed Click, featuring me."
No, he hated that movie. He hated that movie because he couldn't go on a holiday anywhere. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, because he couldn't go on a lavish vacation.
It wasn't
with
set
his
in
friends.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, and then grown-ups.
So much money,
and that's why I cried. Yeah,
and then
he wasn't having a good
fucking
holiday.
happen. Adam Sandler is kind of a genius, and everyone's catching on to the whole scam of he films lavish vacations just for the fuck of it to go on them, and that's great. But also he got tired of people calling him a bad actor or having given up, and then he makes Uncut Gems and wins the fucking Academy Award, and then never does that again. He's like, "Okay, I proved my point, I'm done."
Yeah, I can do it.
Comedies.
I choose not to, though. That's so powerful.
I know.
I choose to make Slop.
He literally did it once, won the highest prestige he possibly could, and then said, "I'm never doing this again."
That's how I think about is it Kevin James? The fat guy?
Yeah, Kevin James is the guy in all his movies, yeah.
Kevin James wishes he was Adam Sandler.
No, I bet, put him in The Godfather. He could pull it off, I bet. He just wants to be in Slop.
Well, can he? Is he a good actor? What is he in that was ever good acting? Well, then, no, he can't. Because Adam Sandler is a good actor when he needs to be a good actor.
And I think the other problem, I could see where you're getting at. I think the other problem is Adam Sandler easily can slide into different roles. Like, in his movies, he's the likable dad, or the kind of washed-up business guy, or the bad comedian celebrity. But when he wants to, for, Uncut Gems, he can be kind of a snarky character, or a slimy guy, or a lawyer, or that. You can see him in more serious roles. Kevin James, man, I just see him as funny fat guy. I don't think I could ever see him as anything else,
Yeah, agreed.
He was buff in that movie, Here Comes the Boom.
That was him?
Yeah. This is him. You don't remember?
No.
Here Comes the Boom. That was him. He was like, I don't want to use the word fat, but big.
He still looks
he was
fat
he was built, would you say?
Yeah, he was like chunky, but in a good way, like good chunky.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of has that Alex Jones body, You know that meme where Alex Jones, it's the after photo, but it just looks like him, just redder.
This is clearly CGI.
What, his body?
Yeah,
I think
they
you're just a
buffed
Kevin
it out.
James hater.
I am.
Why?
Because he sucks. What do you mean? He absolutely sucks.
Why do you hate Kevin James? You
Well,
love
okay,
Slop.
hate's a strong word.
Why do you not like Kevin James?
Because he sucks. I don't like Slop. I hate Slop.
Okay, I will watch an episode of Bluey, Jackson, if you watch Here Comes the Boom with me.
No.
Or an episode of King of the Queens.
No, I'll watch something good. Just give me something good. I'm giving you gold. I'm giving you Star Wars gold and children's dog show gold. Meanwhile, you're giving me Slop. That's not fair.
It's not
me
Slop.
something good.
It is Slop, I guess. Okay, how do you... Damn it. All I watch is Slop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a one-sided trait. Sorry.
It's not happening. I'm not doing it.
Okay, fine. Breaking Bad. Do you want to watch that with me, Jackson?
Yeah, like not locking me in for 6 seasons, right? Like I'll watch it and give it a chance.
Watch Better Call Saul first just to piss Kaya off.
No,
What if
that would piss me off.
What if
I think
watch
it
it the whole time,
off.
look at Kaya and go, "What's happening? Why is he there? Who's that guy?"
And meanwhile, I'll be pogging and like soy facing. Oh, look at that cameo! Oh, it's that guy.
And then finish the show and be like, "I don't really want to watch Breaking Bad. That wasn't very good."
What if I just start at Ozymandias or whatever the fuck it's called?
And watch no other
God,
episode.
I hate you.
Oh man, I used to have a show that I wanted to do for YouTube, but copyright made it fucking impossible, where I would like spin a roulette wheel and pick a random episode of a random show and try to guess the plot of the entire
That's a great
thing.
idea. Yeah.
Well, yeah, unfortunately with YouTube copyright, that shit just gets blocked immediately.
I mean, you don't have to show the TV show. You can just talk about it.
True, but I just thought it'd be funny. I think the first one I did it on was Desperate Housewives, if you guys remember that show.
Yes.
And it was like I watched like season 4, episode 12, and it was like I had to guess what the fuck was happening and what was going to happen from just one completely out of context episode. I thought it was a fun idea. See how close I
like
was?
that idea.
Yeah.
That's a really fun idea.
I might bring that back.
Just
I might
show
do it.
screenshots.
honestly, I might bring that back. It's not a terrible idea.
You're a
should
man
do it.
with good words. You can just describe it.
Yeah, so there's this guy and like something's happening. He's got like a wife, I think.
Kind of hot.
She's kind of hot, and then
He's
like
desperate.
then there's like another guy. He's like sitting down.
Oh wait, yeah, that's a good question. What makes the housewives desperate? Why are they desperate?
Okay, so
What
I
does
can
it mean by
I can
desperate?
actually answer that question
Do
because
they want to fuck a lot?
so this is a fun little interesting story. Way back when I was a little bitty boy, living with my parents, being a little child or whenever the fuck these shows
With your
happen.
desperate housewife?
With my Desperate Housewives. I believe when did Lost premiere? The TV show 2004. I believe, if I'm remembering this correctly, Lost and Desperate Housewives premiered on the same day.
Wow, what a day for television.
Honestly, a gangbuster. It was either that or like they were playing the episodes back to back, and my family and I, we were all just watching TV. And I wanted to see Lost, the first episode, because it was like, oh, this looks cool. You know, people stranded and I want to check it out. And then Desperate Housewives aired right after. So I actually saw a good part of the first episode. And if you want, I will spoil why they are desperate.
Wait, before you go on, yeah, I do want to know that. But man, how good were those days when like you would see a trailer or just like a preview of a TV series or a movie that's like it comes out in like 3 weeks and you're like waiting for that moment to roll around. And then you're like sitting down to watch free TV at like 7 p.m. at night waiting for that show to show up and finally see it.
I had that opposite reaction with the GTA 6 new trailer came out, and they flashed the date at the end, and it said coming May 26th. So they flashed the date at the end, and it says coming May 26th. And then I went, oh my God, that's so soon. And then it's next year. And I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I thought it was 2026 as well.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, they're shadow dropping it in 2 weeks? That's crazy.
That would have been unheard of.
Again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Desperate Housewives. Why are they desperate? I don't want to
Okay,
know.
so the very first episode is narrated by a woman, and she's like, "This is the story of me and my friends on Wisteria Lane, and I'm blah blah blah, and boobity 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 bop," and it just shows this woman like doing some shit in her house, and then it goes, "And that's when I decided to point a gun at my head," and that woman puts a gun at her head and shoots herself in the head.
That's pretty cool.
And the entire rest of the show is they're trying to figure out why she killed herself, and they're desperate for answers. Whoa!
Oh, right.
Whoa.
I thought she might have like desperately wanted to kill herself, and then she finally figured out how. Or
She
they
didn't
were
know
just
how to until now.
she was super
Is
horny.
it reality TV or a drama?
It's a drama.
That actually
it's-
sounds way more interesting than what I thought the show was.
Let
which
me
was
put
just,
it this
like,
way.
horny women being
Let
horny.
me put it this way. My mom is a bit of a stickler for TV. She likes to read. She has other hobbies. She does a lot of crafting. She usually only gets into TV shows if they really hook her. She fucking loved Desperate Housewives. That shit
Would you
was on
say it
her
was
radar forever. She would probably say it was really good. I don't know if
No,
she
I
remember
don't
much
care
these
about
days
her.
because
What
it's an
did
old
you
show.
say? What would
Oh.
you say?
I mean, I was what, 2004? I was like 14. I don't know. Don't judge me. What
You
the
just
fuck
said
would I
you
watch
watched an
that for?
episode randomly the other year or whatever.
Oh, that episode. The only thing I really remember from it, it's kind of cheesy and over the top. It's like almost like a soap opera, but the main guy from Twin Peaks is in it. And he was a fun little character. He plays kind of a weirdo little guy who stays at home in a wheelchair.
The concept kind of reminds me. I haven't seen it, but I know my fiance loves this show or loved it. That Gossip Girl show where there's like that puzzle throughout it where you're trying to
Yeah,
figure
that was
out
a really big one.
who a certain character is, like who is the Gossip Girl or whatever.
Mhm.
It sounds like that
Oh.
same kind of mystery.
That was a big show in its time for a while too. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
Sex in the
massive.
City is kind of that same like genre show of women doing just precocious shit. Yeah.
Well, Sex in the City is just them fucking. I think fucking a lot.
Actually, only one of them is the fucker. One of them is a painter. One of them is. I actually watched I watched the thing kind of breaking down how Sex in the City could never happen today because a big part of the show is that no one has cell phones, and apparently it's like only one of them was actually really having sex.
Oh right, I thought they were all fucking.
I did too.
I thought it was just them. I thought each episode was just them recounting like who they had fucked recently.
I,
and why.
as a kid, watched it on my parents' HBO account thinking there's going to be sex in it, and then there's no sex in it, and I gave up.
Oh yeah, wait, that sucks.
Aw.
Wow.
Just older women talking about margaritas.
That's really what the show is. Yeah.
Also, I got confused because I thought we were so Desperate Housewives is a TV drama. I was thinking about the Real Housewives of New Jersey or whatever.
That's
it is,
a reality show.
with the Kardashians. Yeah, that's what confused me. I was like, wait, that's scripted? I mean, all of it is, but
All right, GTA trailer. What do you guys think?
It was a trailer, all right.
looks okay. It's there.
Visually pretty, has the feel of GTA, but we have no gameplay at all. So what else is there to say?
I mean, I think we know what to expect gameplay wise from GTA
Yeah.
6 and Rockstar at this
I
point.
will
right?
say, I'll take the horn here. You guys can go in the corner and watch Bluey. As a man who grew up in Florida and lived in Florida his whole life, they got it. They nailed it. That shit, I have driven, like if you watch that trailer when he's driving in his car and walking around certain places, I have been to those places. I've been to those exact neighborhoods in Miami. You see that shit explicitly everywhere, down to the music that people are blasting out of their cars. Like they nailed the feel of it. If they're going for Miami, which I think they are, I think it's Vice City
Yeah.
again.
It's Vice City, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like Miami. It really, really does. The people, the look, they got it. They totally got it. So
It
good on
certainly
them.
looks like how it's described to me whenever
Yeah,
people describe
shithole, full of
Florida.
crime. You're absolutely right. 100%. Fuck Miami.
Shithole.
Horrible city. But
Yeah, I mean, so for me, and remember Red Dead Redemption 2, one of my favorite games of all time.
well, you grew up in the Old West, remember?
Yeah, as a cowboy.
As a
Yeah, it was
cowboy,
they got
yeah.
it right. They got it right. Yeah, very accurate. Straight down to the tuberculosis.
Mhm.
But yeah, like generally, Red Dead Redemption 2, one of my favorite games of all time. Never really cared that much about Grand Theft Auto beyond just like, you know, fucking around when I was a kid in San Andreas and Vice City and such.
Mhm.
So I played GTA 5, but I wouldn't say it was like one of my favorite games of all time or anything like Red Dead Redemption 2 was. What I will say is that in this trailer, the story seems more compelling to me than GTA 5 at least. Like it seems
I think every
mature.
GTA is a good story. I struggle to think of any Grand Theft Auto that had a bad one. That's kind of one thing they're known for. Really good dialogue and characters.
Yeah, and it seems
they're
like
usually fun. They have fun characters. I remember growing up, I played, I think, every GTA except the first two, the 2D ones.
Yeah, they're different.
Yeah.
I played 3, Vice City, San Andreas.
Yep.
I even played that. Oh, you guys remember the Nintendo DS one,
Chinatown Wars? Yeah, I remember that one. Chinatown Wars. Yeah,
that was kind of good. Actually,
I'll fucking one up you. I played the first 2 as well on PlayStation 1, and
actually, I played the second one very recently on my PlayStation 1.
They're okay. You know, 3 is revolutionary for a reason. 3 was an incredible fucking achievement when it came out, because 1 and 2 being top-down 2D, it's just not the same. It's really not.
They suck. I'm sorry.
Look, I played them when they were new, so I'm basing it off of that. I'm sure today they suck dick, but back then they were fun. Yeah. They were fine. All right.
Plus,
nothing like Red Dead Redemption
10
2.
years old or something.
Yeah, I was a baby.
I wasn't a fan. It was nothing like Red Dead Redemption 2.
The detail was not there.
What is it with you and Red Dead?
The detail was.
What, are you gonna call Red Dead Redemption 2 Slop now as well? Prick.
No, I'm not. I don't know anything about the game, but you don't get to compare GTA 2 to Red Dead Redemption 2.
It's the same developer. I can compare it.
No, I'll call it Slop.
That's not fair.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is a technical masterpiece, but also an incredibly boring slog. I hated it. I really hated it.
You're wrong, man.
Look, man, here's the
you guys
moment
fight now.
Here's the moment the game died for me. Here's the moment, Jackson, and you can't disagree with me. When I play Grand Theft Auto...
Don't spoil it for anyone.
I'm not spoiling anything. When I play Grand Theft Auto, you watch your funny little crime story. In 5, it's about heists. In 4, it's about doing dirty work and rising up in the underworld. And in 3, it's about being a bitch boy who, you know, whatever. And you're like, oh, this is great. I'm going to drive my Ferrari over there and get in this big explosive shootout, raid this gang house.
Think I'll hop Ferraris and
hop on my motorcycle, do some sick backflips right over there, get in this helicopter, go to the tallest skyscraper, jump off just to kill myself just because it's funny, unlock this safe house and that safe, blah, blah, blah. Red Dead Redemption 2 is got on my horse. Yep. Listen to this dial. Okay, now I have to get on this horse.
Yeah, okay. If you play it like that,
it's the same speed as the other horse, so I just got to wait here till I get to the town.
I get that the gameplay itself is slow because it's an immersive game that tries to set you in a Western setting. Sure, there's horses and carriages. That's your main form of transportation. But there is a lot of wiggle room within that you can do things.
And then
you can go be an outlaw, you can rob people, you can go hunting, you can go fishing, you can do anything.
And then you get on a horse mounted to a carriage, which travels half as
mod in a Lamborghini then if you really want to drive fast.
and then, Jackson, you ride your horse to this other place, and you're not in the middle of a story, so no one's talking. And Arthur, is it Arthur in 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, Arthur goes, I better search this building. And you meticulously, with painstaking detail, watch him open every drawer and every basket, and he slowly and methodically loots around for a fucking bobby pin and goes, all right, and puts it in his pocket. This is so boring.
Okay. There just wasn't an issue with me personally, so I don't have the same complaint, but I can see how you could be bored by that. It just didn't happen that much in the game for me. Like, I was so immersed in it and everything that those things just... Like, sure, they weren't
the story is allegedly good. I got about a third, probably a little less into it before I just toned out. And another thing I hate about it, now this will all come together. We'll put our hands together like the Triforce and make the little symbol of power. Rockstar makes really dated mission and level design. In that, I mean, I don't want to be in a mission and I get off my horse and it goes, you failed the mission, you got off your horse, and painstakingly restarts all the way from the beginning just because I accidentally hit the triangle button. Like, fuck that. That's stupid, you know?
I'll agree with you there. But again, like the missions, the gameplay itself was still fine for me, like the shooting, running, gunning, that kind of outlaw kind of stuff. And I did find that there were a little bit more variety in how you could accomplish certain things and the mission objectives themselves, but it does still have that framework that GTA games or Rockstar games have, where if you stray too far out of their preset conditions, then it will just fail you immediately, and that is annoying. But like, regardless, like the mission element of the game was just a story vehicle mostly for me, and an immersive quality. So I don't know.
Sure. I can't hate you for it. I just think it's got to appeal to you, and the story did not hook me like it did other people, so I just wasn't willing to tolerate all that.
I'm
And
surprised.
I get that.
I'm surprised that the story didn't hook you.
Nah, it's just I didn't want to watch a story where the majority of it is told by people talking on horseback. You know, it just didn't appeal to me.
You mean in between missions, like where you're?
Well, yeah, that's a lot of the story. You go to a mission, they're like, "We got to go help old Cletus on the ridge," and as you're riding, like you're literally riding there, and he's like, "Why is Cletus up on the ridge?" And he goes, "Well, we were looking for some prospectors." It's like that's the story. That's what's supposed to
me.
immerse
That's making
you.
good use of the time in between, though.
But why is there time in between? You know, that's my point.
So time.
You just want
It's
a linear
such time wasted.
Okay. To me, that's more immersive, but fine.
I mean, those kind of games just don't win on me. The new God of Wars didn't do it either. I just got super bored in them. I remember in God of War, I beat the first God of War remake, and I didn't do a single side quest because I just kept thinking, I do not want any more of this world. Thank you. I'm bored. What else did it Ghost of Tsushima bored the shit out of me for the same reason, because you ride your horse, you get a side quest, and it's like, bandits over there stole our precious rice. And he's like, I'll find them. And you get on the horse, and you ride with your guy, and he's like, we thought we had enough rice for the next 3 days, but it turns out we didn't when these bandits attacked. And then you meet the bandits, and you kill the bandits, and you get the rice, and the mission ends.
Yeah.
It's like, games that do that just really fail to immerse me, because I'm just watching people rowing a boat or riding a horse and talking. When I could be watching a cutscene.
GTA had, Red Dead Redemption 2 had that, where you have to go get a peasant's rice or some like all
Ghost
the
of
missions
Tsushima had a bunch of missions like that. I'll tell you that. It definitely did. Ghost of Tsushima had a lot of missions like that, where it's like, bandits stole my clothes. I'll go find them. And then you go and kill the bandits for the clothes. It happens every fucking 10 minutes in that game.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you could just beeline the story if that is such an issue to you.
Right.
Still,
and I guess where GTA does work on that, and I don't get bored, is because while you're having those conversations in the cars, you can drive the car. You can go in a different direction. You can speed, weave in and out of traffic. You can take a motorcycle, a helicopter, you know.
You just don't like it on a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun when the horse like hits a rock and then like cartwheels and you like Arthur goes flying off it. That's always fun.
Yeah, that is true. He's like flipping through the air.
I do think that is one of the best things about GTA and Rockstar still, is that the physics implementation in those games is still so good and so funny. Like whenever you hit something the wrong way. And
GTA 4, what was that engine called? They had a specific name for the... No. They had a Euphoria engine or something? They had a name for the engine where you punch a guy and he just...
Isn't Havoc
all right,
I've
discovered the answer. Both of you are astoundingly incorrect. The answer is the Rockstar Advanced Game Engine.
Yeah, Rage. But no, that's the overall engine. But yeah, I think I was right.
Yeah,
Havoc is the physics engine.
I'm talking about specifically the physics engine for when you punch a pedestrian or run him over with your car. I remember in 4, it wasn't just Havoc, though. I think they called it the Euphoria engine or something like that. I remember. Maybe. I do know that, though, in GTA 5, they made it worse. Less fun.
It is the Euphoria engine. Kaya is right.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yay.
Weird.
So they made it worse and made it better, because in GTA 4, if you got into fist fights, it was way more fun because everyone was stumbling around and there were really reactive physics, and it was great. Where they made it better, and it's something I remembered hating about GTA 4, driving in GTA 4 was not fun. Everything was slippery and hard to control and heavy and weird. And I remember GTA 5 driving was a lot more fun.
Yeah, but the vehicle physics, when you actually got hit, it looked way more fun. Right? Like the dents and stuff.
Yeah, the damage was more reactive. Things were more reactive in general. You're right about that. Yeah. I remember getting drunk in GTA 4 was a lot of fun because your physics would be randomized. So like Nico would be stepping all over himself and shit. Yeah. That was fun.
So what apparently what Euphoria does, Kaya, is it utilizes animation techniques called dynamic motion synthesis, which allows like on the fly physics calculations for animations of NPCs, which is what makes them feel so dynamic and fluid, I guess. Whenever you like push a character and he falls down accurately, things like that.
Yeah, maybe. All I remember is that GTA 4 is my favorite. 5 didn't even come close. And I don't think, at this point, I don't even know what Rockstar could do to match the feeling of going from GTA 3 to Vice City, I think, where you had bikes. Remember how all of us just like, we were so happy at the fact that we could ride motorbikes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That as a kid was like fucking amazing. Do you remember the
for me, San
glitch?
Andreas. For me, San Andreas, it was
The
like
what?
fighter jets in the jetpack in San Andreas. That's what I really.
Do you remember the clothing glitch in Grand Theft Auto Vice City?
Maybe, where
Oh,
you loaded your own JPEGs?
No. It's my favorite glitch in video games of all time ever. And whenever I show people, they're like, this is the best. I wish you could do this in GTA 5. So to change clothes in Grand Theft Auto Vice City, there's little markers in front of clothing stores. You know, you couldn't walk into the stores like you can in 4 and 5, whatever.
Yeah.
And you walk over them and it would fade to black and Tommy would be in a new outfit, right? So there was a glitch where if you got a motorcycle and you drove it and parked it over that icon, and hopped on the bike while hitting the clothing icon, what would happen is the game would fade to black as Tommy was getting on the motorcycle, reload his character model in the new outfit, but he would be fused with the bike. So you created a motorcycle you could not be knocked off. And if it drove forward, Tommy would be sprinting at super speed. And it looked fucking awesome. It was so cool. But it was a way to cheat to get a motorcycle you could never be knocked off. And it was fucking incredible. Awesome. It made the game so much fun.
That's what I love about early GTA games, especially those first, the open world ones. I mean, I guess technically they're all open world, but, the 3D open world ones that we now kind of, take for granted almost. Those ones had like just such a raw amount of secrets and stuff in them where it felt like you were discovering something every single time you played,
and
basically.
Jank.
Yeah, and the jank and different things you could discover. And now with modern gaming, you have none of that. You have absolutely, I don't know how GTA 6 is going to be able to recapture that. Even GTA 5 had it to some degree. GTA 6 now, though, that game is releasing with 1,000 guides online and people talking about it so much where you'll have already experienced everything in there by the time you actually boot up the game.
Yeah. Kaya, can
there's
you...
not going to be anything to discover.
Kaya, I sent you a video. It's not going to be important to audio listeners, but can you just play it while we're talking? It's of that motorcycle glitch. I just want to watch it again. But Jackson, I feel the same thing with Pokemon, where it's like you had all these rumors as a kid of like Mew's under the truck and do this to fight Professor Oak, shit that just explicitly was not real, and we'll never, ever, ever, ever have that again. Because not only do you have guides and videos
so much.
So not only that, you have the imagination lacking, you have guides and videos and all that stuff. We decompile games now. The people just look at the source code. They can tell you what's in it,
Yeah, there's no mystery at all.
Look at this shit, though. Look at him go. It's fucking awesome. Look at him.
So good.
He looks like the Flash.
Yeah, it's Tommy. So for audio listeners, it's a GTA glitch where Tommy of Vice City is just literally sprinting at motorcycle speed. It's fucking awesome. Oh, it's so good.
That would be. See, this specifically would be patched out within a day.
I love the drift. Yeah, it's so funny.
And you would be banned for using this too if you discovered it.
Exactly. And online,
have
people
all of your
would ban
V-Bucks banned. Yeah, you would.
I miss when they gave the player the choice where it's like you can use cheat codes, you can use glitches. It's up to you if you want to do that. You know what I mean?
I don't think this would be a bannable offense. Anyway,
it's so funny. It's such a cool glitch.
So
fucking
awesome. We're just watching a GTA San Andreas game. Guys, running
audio
like
listener,
the
I'm
Flash,
sorry.
essentially. I was gonna say this is what I liked about the Oblivion remaster, because Oblivion, apparently what they did is they used Unreal Engine 5, right?
Yeah,
but only for the graphics, not the game logic. They still use the old janky engine for the game logic, which means all of the old glitches and all of the goofy stuff that people love Oblivion 4 still works.
All the same performance issues too, which is great. Love that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's not great performance
Does it, like,
wise, but
lag?
yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. It had that old school Bethesda performance issue where whenever you would load a new tile, basically in the open world, your whole screen hitches for like a few seconds. So it's like
Oh,
it's still got that, which is really annoying. But yeah,
okay.
overall, it's just a graphical up remake essentially, which is the best way to do those remakes if you're trying to keep the feel the same, and it's very successful in that way. It's very
Yeah.
fun to play.
Yeah, I agree. If you're gonna remaster, just do the graphics maybe, and that's it. Don't touch the
Yeah.
actual engine code or the content. I don't know if they changed anything about the content too.
I don't think so. I think they might have
Fit
added a
modern
few
audiences.
quests, but they didn't remove anything or change the quests. Like they
That's
kept
fine.
a lot of the Easter eggs and stuff in there. Like one of the biggest memes in old school Oblivion was one of the recorded audio, like the dialogue for one of the characters, like a shop merchant or something. She
Yeah.
flubs the line basically and
Oh,
like
yeah,
redoes
yeah.
it as she speaks basically, and that's still in there. So
She talks about something going on and she pauses and then completely out of character goes, "Wait, let me do that one again," and then repeats the same line. Yeah.
And they left that in there again.
They left that in. You have to leave
Yeah.
stuff like that in there, man. If,
That
it
is
would be
the
worth
perfect
taking it out.
remaster. Perfect.
Yeah.
Preserve the charm.
Yep. So credit to them for that.
Mhm.
Maybe that was
Yeah.
their rationale for leaving the performance issues in as well. They're like, we could fix this.
Should we switch to the After Dark, Jackson?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, after dark time, that's at patreon.com/theofficialpodcast or official.men. $5 gets you access to 4 After Dark episodes, exclusive episodes per month, which are filmed directly after the main episodes, as well as, ad-free content, early access to all of our shows, including Red Thread and Criminally Stupid. Criminally Stupid is basically a membership exclusive at this point. It'll go public soon enough
For
again,
now.
but for now, there's like 6 episodes that are exclusive over there. So if you're missing Criminally Stupid, that's where you can find it. That's patreon.com/theofficialpodcast or official.men. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you over in the After Dark. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you there.